So I think, Sheffield, really within that space is, I guess, where we're fielding a lot of uncertainty, students doing it for the first time, unsure about what the next steps are, trepidation, fear of making mistakes, all that sort of stuff. So
the first point is, if we're thinking about transformative innovation or any form of innovation, we're looking to bring about change. So often what happens is, and this is from my experience, is that most often people and organizations try to bring about change thinking they're bringing about a technical change. So, but what actually they're doing is transformative innovation really requires adaptive change. And there's a significant, might be worth as an entree to just talk a little bit about what that is and what the differences are. If you know a little bit about this space, excuse me for covering old territory, but I think it's important for those that don't. So again, a technical challenge or a technical change might be something such as developing an app such as Tram Tracker. So what that is that punters or commuters need to know when the tram is about to arrive. It's a fairly simple problem state. When does the tram arrive at this tram stop? When does the next tram come? And there's a technical solution for that. So it can be solved pretty rapidly and quickly and then executed. So with an innovation such as that, it really it requires a bit of informative learning, but it can actually be solved quite rapidly in a shorter span of time. We'd all love to have great innovations that solve a technical challenge because they're so easy to implement. And Adam, when you said before that it can be a little bit overwhelming, partly that is that there's very few innovations that we will probably work on that just solve technical challenges. Most of them are really about adaptive challenges, and these tend to be a lot harder to define. The other area about adaptive challenges is that they really require sort of longer term exploration and outcomes. So what often happens is that you might sort of pull a couple of levers to say, if I do X, I might get Y. You might actually get Y, but you might also get A, B, C, D, E, F, G at the same time, and which you didn't expect in the first instance. It also requires a lot of collaboration. So it's not a one-person job, and often it doesn't suit the type of individual that wants to sort of lock themselves away in a room, come up with an awesome idea and then take it to market. So that's another really important thing. A lot of what I come across both with clients and out in the marketplace as well is that people can be really protective around their IP and say, look, I can't tell anyone about this. I've got to sort of keep it under wraps. But what actually happens is that they lock down the ability to go externally and source a whole range of different divergent thoughts and ideas that they can bring into the mix. So there are a couple of things. So I'd like you just to kind of bear in mind the adaptive challenges when we're looking at the problem space, because often we get overwhelmed when we see that we don't have to just solve one problem. We're actually solving a multitude of problems with what we're trying to innovate.